Hello friends of the internet, and welcome back. It's a beautiful day. It's springtime in Kentucky, which means the rain is coming down every second, and then every other second it's like sunny and summertime, and it gets me pumped up as hell, and I'm so super excited. Also, I know it's been a while since we made a video or worked on anything, but I have been busy. I just haven't been filming it. In the meantime, I got a surprise for you. I bought a tool that's gonna make it's a wonderful tool, and I'll just show you. Ta-da! This is an Ironman mask I made from Avengers Endgame. And I 3D printed it. That's right, I bought a 3D printer. What? I can make all kinds of sorts of gadgets. And I've literally had it like unpacked for like 4 days now. And it has printed like the whole 4 days. Hasn't stopped. I've just been pooping it out there. I don't know. There's so many cool things I can make. I got CAD programs and slices and everything. And I figured out some of the parameters and stuff and how to make, a good mold. But anyways. So, what am I doing with an Ironman mask? Well, I'm not making a suit, and I'm not going to a Comic-Con, and I'm not doing any cosplay in it necessarily. But what I am making, I think, is going to be rather cool. So, I 3D printed this mask, and I sanded it down to where it's somewhat flat, but I am going to be making a diorama with it in memory of Tony Stark. Sorry, had to come off the table there. Yeah, because Iron Man's badass, Tony Stark's character, little genius, and with the new tech and gadgets and everything I have now, and learning how to splash G-code and make 3D models and all the measurements in CAD, and for the first time in my life having to learn to go from inches to millimeters, it's all a learning curve, and it's quite fun. At any rate, yeah, I think most of this is going to be time-lapse, but if there's something important to talk about, I definitely will talk about it. First things first, I'm going to set up all my tools and everything I need, and then I'm going to pull out the Dremel, and we're going to make this look battle-hardened. So, yeah, stay with me. I know what you must be thinking. The 3D print gods somewhere are very, very mad at me. No, it was such a good print at the first time. Why'd you cut it up? But this is part of the look. This is a memorial diorama for Tony Stark, and I have plans for this, and you'll see at the end why I'm ripping it up and battle wounding it. But yeah, I know it hurts my heart too. But I am going to print another one. Eventually going to make my own suit, probably, just because why not? Okay, so let me explain kind of what's going on here with this. Now, if you look at it there, it looks like I just completely destroyed it. But like you have like an indentation from a blaster or a rock or whatever, and then scrapes and cuts from being thrown around by Thanos, and this really busted piece from the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff, and kind of taking out a real exaggerated part of the mask, but I think it turned out pretty good so far. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and all those little holes and stuff. I got this silver that looks like the same kind of nanotechnology that Stark built this suit out of, and I'm going to hit these spots with all that silver first, and then we'll come back through and do some more painting. So stick around for the painting. Now it's the fun part. You get to paint shit. That's awesome. It's always fun to paint. Okay, so as of now, you're probably thinking, why in the earth would you paint it red and then gold? Why not just paint it gold? Well, when you have gold paint, sometimes it comes out a little too rich and a little too yellow. And if you want something to have like a natural look to it, like real gold does, it kind of has a copper undertone to it. And so what like a darker red does for gold paint is it gives it this, like you can see it there. You see how like it all looks gold for the most part, but as I turn it, you see like different shades in the gold, and that's how gold looks, you know, unless it's refined. And obviously I'm not done. I'm going to do another layer because I want the gold to really stand out for the most part. And you can tell like in places like especially right along here. See if I can get this camera to focus on it. Right in here, there's still a bunch of red, but that's okay because I'm going to go over it with another coat of gold, and it'll turn out pretty good. I think so far it's looking pretty badass for what it is. I really like it, and I'm enjoying doing it. And let me get that to focus. That's one of the fun parts about prop making and things, is like just you start with a blank sheet every time for the most part, and you have an idea in your head, and you're able through things like this to bring those ideas to life. And sometimes they take forever to make, and sometimes they don't take long at all. And you know, I got pretty far on this today, and so there's still a lot to be done though. Like, I want this to be a fine piece, and I have a lot to do, but it turned out pretty good. Alright, so next step, we're going to add some more detail and hit it with gold again, and then bring out a little bit of the silver, and maybe hit it with another layer of gold, and then we'll go from there. And I'm thinking it'll need a clear coat and then maybe one more layer of gold, but just to give it a layer effect. And when it comes to painting props, anybody that does it serious and is particular on detail like I am knows that layers always make a prop look good. You gotta give it layers. Yeah. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's talk about the mask for a second. I got the second coat of gold on. I did that in my house because it was getting late, but I was too excited to wait around and do it the next day. So I just went ahead and threw another coat on, and dang, I think it came out pretty good. Yeah, I was also doing a little bit of construction, and I hit a nail in some old lumber in an old house, and a piece of that nail flew off really quick and hit me in the face. So that's what the band-aid's for. Don't worry, I don't think I'm gonna die of tetanus, even though I kind of feel like I'm dying of tetanus right now. anyways, let's talk about this Iron Man mask. So, let me kind of focus this in here because it doesn't want to autofocus all that well. Okay, so my idea is to create like a frame for, oh shit, you see this eye hole here? Well, my idea is to create using this aluminum. It's actually flashing, so it's really thin. I can cut it with scissors, which is awesome. I'm going to create a frame behind this eye, kind of like this. Oh, you can't see that. Okay. Yeah, kind of like that. You can see that. Take a look at it there. And then frame that out and do some work on the back side of it. So, yeah. I don't really know what I'm doing. I never actually have a game plan when I'm creating stuff like this. I just kind of do what feels right and what feels natural, and normally that's when it turns out looking the best. If I plan it too much, then I overthink it, and you know what happens when you overthink anything, nothing happens. So I'm just gonna try not to think about it and just do it. Yeah, so I'm gonna time lapse this because it's probably gonna take me a while to figure stuff out, and I don't want to make you sit through all that. So yeah, let's get after it. Okay, so I know I haven't been speaking to y'all in a while, and I am sorry about that, but I kind of wanted to touch base and go over what I've done so far. I spent a little while trying to figure out how I was going to do the eyes for this diorama, and yes, of course it come to mind many times of, you know, just 3D printing eyes and stuff like that, but nothing that I thought of at the time was working until one day I was just like, oh, I'll create a box and then drag the 3D model of the Iron Man mask in and make it a whole object and cut the eyes out that way. And so that's what I did. So it's crude, but from the front you can't really tell that. From the back is a different story, obviously. It's not that pretty, but how this is going to go in the diorama, it's not going to matter. Now, another thing that took me so long, and the reason I haven't been talking to you much is because I was waiting on things to come in. And yes, I know this is a lot of cordage, but you'll see later on why that is. But this is wicked cool. I mean, check that out. I love it. It's literally the bee's knees. Yeah, I love this thing. I've never, okay, I can't say I've never made props. I've made props and I've made dioramas, but it's been a long time. And to break back into it and have the money to buy, you know, tools and things that I need to do this type of making, it's a whole different ballgame. I bought all kinds of shit. I bought a soldering iron, I bought wire and solder and LED lights and a 3D printer and, you know, new parts for my computer to make processing better. My wife recently picked this up for me. It's a airbrush kit, and so yeah, I'll be getting into a little bit of the airbrushing madness. And I've never really airbrushed before. Actually, I can't say I've never really, because I never have. So that's a whole new ball game. But I am excited to use it. Yeah, all kinds of tools, stuff, and it's been a lot of fun. I don't have much free time. I stay extremely busy with work, but when I do have a moment, just I go haywire. My mind does, with creative thoughts and things like that. And if I don't get them out, I kind of drive myself mad. So this is a result of me not going mad, which I think is a decent result. So yeah, next step will probably be detailing the eye, adding a little bit more structure to the faceplate, some of the things that Iron Man would have had in the faceplate, and I think some of that might have been, you know, microphones and filtering and breathing systems. So I'm going to come up with something in my head that I think might be in the faceplate of the Iron Man mask, and yeah, we're going to make Tony Stark proud. So hang around. It's just getting fun. There's a spider web on the light. Yep. Get out of here. Okay. I hate spiders. Okay, so it's finally finished, and it's taken me like 3 months to do. I know it shouldn't take that long to build something this small, but there were many times during the process that I didn't know what I was going to do. Like, for example, the box you see me build. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the box, so I decided to go with my original idea, which was building the rocks off of the Titan, the moon they were on at the end of Endgame, I believe. It might have been Infinity War. Anyways, yeah, it was super fun. I used a lot of new techniques I hadn't used, like using this foam to build the rocks, and then using Mod Podge to make the terrain and sand and stuff. And it's incredibly detailed, and that's how I wanted it. It lights up, and it'll make a cool little shelf display or nightstand. And honestly, it even look really cool if it's set up like that. I might build a little stand and kick it up like that. I don't know, but yeah, for what it is, I like it a lot. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate every one of you that have watched this and checked it out. I plan on doing more dioramas in the future, hopefully ones that don't take me so long, and I might start pre-planning a little bit. But anyways, this is the I Love You 3000 diorama, and I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see y'all on the other end of the trail.